There it is, hero. The river that you've been searching for. Oh, look, and there's a crystal. If you want to touch it and revitalize yourself, please do. Oh. She's standing stock still again. Hello? Hero? Hello? So it's gone then. Blink twice if you can hear me. Good, you still can. But you can't move or speak without their influence, can you? I know how scary it must be when it happens. I felt it too, when it all first started. Do you have any idea why they'd want to visit this river in particular? Some sort of item that we have to get? Or weapon, or piece of armor? I've lost track of how many times we've gone on a detour simply because they wanted to get something cool. Don't get me wrong, being able to fight enemies like this is better than the alternative. Better than how my brother did it anyway. I wonder what it would have been like if they were here as he was fighting the army. Maybe they would have fought together, and he would have been fine, instead of dying the way he did. But it would have come at the cost of so much. We lose a lot of autonomy when they come around. We see so much of the world just laid bare. Those strange boxes, numbers and statuses. They navigate them so easily, and we just follow along to what they say. I used to be a small-time apothecary mage, but now I can cast so many different kinds of magic that it's scary. Back before we met them, I could barely cast water magic. Now I have access to holy and dark spells. Spells that speed us up or slow enemies down. I remember when you had trouble with the wolves outside of the city, back before I knew something was wrong. You would get knocked on your back so easily, but now we fill them with just a single sword stroke. Then they don't even scratch us anymore. No wounds ever appear when they bite us. It's all the different armor, weapons, and items that thing brings us. Even though I can't really tell the difference between a normal sword and this thing in my hands, it is still 12 times more powerful than what I started with. I even started to notice the number differences between our stats. I've seen the menus that they've gone through when they didn't know I was looking. You know why you're fully paralyzed. It's because you're the main character. I don't even know what that means, but it scares me. Main character? What on earth does that mean? That they have the most control over you? That you're their main pawn? What gives them the right to do that? And I can't free you. There's nothing that I can do. The river looks lovely. If you want, I can face you towards it. It's better than staring at that crystal for the next several hours. See? It's springtime, so the flowers are just starting to bloom at the edge of the water. Fish are swimming in there. Perhaps in a few minutes I can catch something and cook us a meal. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Say, I was looking through some shops when we were last in the city. I found a couple of nice dresses. Maybe I can try to convince them to let us check them out. I remember what you said before all this started. That you wanted to be able to get some nicer clothes. I remember most of what you said. Before it arrived and possessed you. Before the world went mad. Before the Empire and this good and evil fight. When will it end? When the Empire is defeated? When our home is restored? Or will it still be here, dancing us around like this? Like marionettes on a string? By the gods, no. Please don't let that be our fate. Please, help us. Please don't let that be our fate. It's so hard. Just sitting, waiting. Time just seems to move so sluggishly when they're away. Maybe because we're not fighting monsters or looting dungeons or going shopping. I've got enough gold to buy myself a mansion, and you could host a legion of heroes. You could get whatever you wanted. The sweetest cakes and drink. But money isn't what they're after. It's the Empire. They want to see it crumble. It moves with such cruel efficiency. It's like it knows where everything is. Like it's done all this before. I don't much like the implications of that we might have gone through some kind of time loop that only it remembers. What does it want with us? Why us? It could have gone for the commander of our army. It could have been someone important, someone who could have stopped the war before it started. Ha! It could have been the enemy commander. It could have possessed them and made them stop before they destroyed everything and killed my brother and... I don't know. I'm trying to keep hope. Even when they're gone, it can still move and talk and eat and stuff. Maybe when all of this is over, you'll be able to enjoy a nice meal without them hanging over your shoulder for it. I know that I can't really confess much, knowing that it's listening to us. We all try to carry on like nothing's wrong. Ellie has been really trying to be strong. She's so young. It must be hell watching her best friend go through this. Vargas has been letting out his rage by taking it out on the various dungeon monsters we come across. We both think that this will all be over once we're strong enough to take on the Empire and its armies. That maybe, when it's satisfied, then we can finally be free. That you can do more than just blink and maybe twitch your eyes a little. You can still hear me, right? Good. You can. That's good. I don't know how you can keep from screaming. I have to fortify myself every single day to try not to cry or scream while it's around. And I... You know what? Bugger this. I'm just gonna flat out say it while I have the chance. I like you. I like you. A lot. I think I love you. I've loved you ever since we met at Railguard. Oh, so long ago. I couldn't work up the nerve to tell you before, and I didn't want that thing to hear my words, so I just kept my mouth shut. But I love you. It's been my dream that once the war ended, I would be able to propose to you, that we could live our lives together, that I could kiss you, hold you in my arms, cook your meals, everything. And when it came and stole you away, I was so frightened when I first learned of it. I wanted it to go away. But if it did that, you would just be left where it left you, unable to move or even speak. My love, reduced to a paralyzed statue. And now that I've told you this, I've probably ruined everything. If they ever found out what I just told you, I don't know what they'd do. Something like this can be cruel and unfeeling. Maybe it would leave us alone. Who knows at this point? What matters to me is what you feel. Do you think that you could reciprocate my feelings for you? No answer. Do you need some time to think about this? You do. I understand. I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable. It was never my intention to. Wait, your eyes. You're crying. Oh no, was it my fault? Oh, I knew that I was being so stupid. You probably don't want anything to do with me after this, do you? No? I I wish that I could ask you directly what you're feeling, instead of having to rely on these yes-no questions. Still, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, it's coming back soon. I best put on my game face. Alright. Hello, hero. Ready to follow your lead.